Hey everyone, welcome back. As promised from the Blacksmith Vice video, I'm going to give you a status update on where we sit with the tool chest. I just got done joining the top edges of the inside top right here. Just a few shavings to make sure that everything was flat and right with the world in that respect. I didn't want to take too much off because then I started messing with the mortises for the hinges and all that kind of jazz. What I have done to it so far, I put it on casters. Just some cheap, well, heavier duty, but still cheap, probably made in China casters that I picked up at the hardware store. And for obvious reasons, it lets me roll it around the shop. Big shop. I gotta roll around all the place. The other things that I've done aren't on the carcass itself, it's on the lid. And that is, if you can see, I've got leather strips that I use as hold that they hold it back perfect. One didn't do the trick. So I cut another strip and screwed it to the other side, and it holds perfectly. And then obviously I made little holders here for my crosscut and my rip, my favorite crosscut and rip saw to sit in the lid. So that's that for the lid. And what I've done on the carcass of the tool chest, with the exception of what I'm doing is building a rail. Now, because this tool chest was built on a frame with an outer shell, see if you can see a little better when I bring it down. So because it was built on a frame, right, and then the outer shell was put on, dadoed into, or rabbited into the frame rail, it leaves me with this void right here, which I can't do anything with. It kind of sucks that it was built this way, but I'm dealing with it as best I can. I'm going to make two trays that are going to slide this way, vice the conventional forward to back, front to back. To do that, and even if I was going to do it front to back style, I have to have rails here that come all the way out past the railing. If I use this backer board here as what my drawers, the front and back of my drawer, my trays slide against, I wouldn't be able to pull it out above this lip right here, because it's just like this one. I wouldn't even be able to get it in, for that matter. So what I've come up with is using, I put this down, I milled this out of an old 2x6, and I put it up there. I chopped this off because you won't see it anyway, and it will make it a little bit lighter. But I'm going to put a piece of pine that basically goes straight across, all the way across from one side to the other. You'll get a little notch cut out right here, and all this void here will be covered. I did the same thing to the other side, only I left gaps here because, if you remember from one of the other videos, the drawers that go into it have little tabs at the back, and these little dowels are like I wouldn't call it a locking mechanism, but it'll hold the drawers in place from sliding out when you're moving the chest around. And to be able to utilize that, I had to overcome another obstacle. If I put the pine board here, well, how am I going to get the pegs in and out, right? So I decided my best option was, well, if I want to pull this out, let's just drill a hole right here. And that way it can slide all the way out. And to be able to get it, to have it lock all the way down, I'm going to have that dowel from the very bottom where it locks into its fourth hole at the very bottom. And it's got to extend all the way flush with the top. Now, I still have to be able to pinch it, so I could pinch it from right here and kind of get it up this way. But instead, I'm going to go ahead and chisel out a little groove right here so that I can get my fingers in there and pull it out. And then when I want to, I open the chest up, I pull the rods out, I store them right there at the bottom of the lid. And then when I go to close the box, I pull them out and put them into the holes. I think that'll be, but I still have to have this groove here for this rod to pass through. So that's why I did that. And it'll make, I hope, a little bit more sense once it's all put together and sliding and everything. So I haven't built the trays. Tonight I'm going to mill up the pine boards that'll go here and on the other side. And yeah, so that's where we sit with that. And here's the best part of all. I couldn't have prayed for a better result. Now, granted, the lid's not on there, but you see where this is going. How cool is that? I mean, stows away so nice, and it's like it was made to be in that cavity. I couldn't have bought or made one that fit any better than that. And it fits perfect with the lid on there too. I had to shave a little bit off of the wedges for the apron, but I made those extra long anyway. So now they're actually about the same length as what their original, what everybody else makes them at. So yeah, super stoked. Fits. I'm making a little bit of progress on the tool chest. Built the bench outside, rebuilt, restored the blacksmith vise. I've done a lot. I've been busy as hell for the last, I guess for the last 9 months to a year, really. Because, let's see, I've restored the forge, fully restored the forge, restored an anvil, built the bench that you see behind me. I'm going to be using this pine board as that final rail too. And I lost my train of thought. A call came in. Built the bench, restored the forge, restored an anvil, restored the blacksmith vise, built the bench outside, built this bench in here, restored a ton of tools. I've made a ton of tools, mallets, winding sticks. I mean, you name it, I've made a lot of tools. Restored a couple of saws. Man, a lot's gone on in the last year, and I'm just kind of excited and thankful for what I've got and the ability that I have to be able to do all this stuff. It's just such a joy. But that's about it. Keep this less than 10 minutes. I got lots more to come. Lots. I still have to make the drawer pulls tomorrow. I'm gonna attempt to blacksmith some drawer pulls. And one other thing, I'm gonna make one big long one that will bolt into here. That way I can pull it out without trying to jimmy my fingers in there or pull it from the bottom. I just right here and just be able to pull it right out. So that's where I sit. If you're digging what I'm doing, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe, do whatever. Friends and family, I love you. Everyone else, I'll see you on the next clip.